going on, guys? It's your boy John, a Liquidator, coming back with another video. So it looked like Browns reporter Tony Grossi setting the record straight about OTAs. What exactly is going on within these practices? Because there's so much mixed reporting coming on about like Shedeur looking good. Then we got Deshaun Watson looking good. Me personally, I don't want to hear about Deshaun Watson looking good. I want to hear about Shedeur, bro. I don't want to hear both quarterbacks looking good. I want to see both of these young men battle it out and Shedeur reign superior, bro. If it ain't about Shedeur starting, I really don't want to hear it, bro. I don't give a damn how good Deshaun Watson gonna look. This is practice, like Allen Iverson said. You can't tell me nothing about practice. I want to see Shedeur play in the damn game. Because y'all have seen what Deshaun Watson did for y'all. It ain't been a whole lot of good stuff to talk about. And just honor Shedeur and let him get the chance to start the season. But it is what it is, man. Let's check out what Tony Grossi had to say on this Fact or Fiction show. He's just dropped about 20 minutes ago. Let me get this pulled up for you guys so we can react to this.
His ability to read the field a little quicker, release the ball quicker, get his feet set so he knows where he's going with the ball. These the fundamental physical style points are what the coaches are looking at as his improvement. We won't know, can he take a team downfield in the 2-minute drive, routinely, until we get into practice, preseason games.
Interesting. Tony, real quick, just when you're looking at Shedeur Sanders, like Monken and Schweitzer, of course, mentioned his progress. What do you think that the biggest area that there could look at for him to improve? And is it the processing? Is it the getting the play? Like there's stuff that we just don't know about that they're probably looking at, right?
Yeah, I think the processing of the field and the play, and also the mechanics of the position. I think they feel that some of Shedeur's interceptions were the result of bad footwork, bad mechanics, throwing when not completely set, in ball sales, and you throw interceptions. So I think those two areas are what they're looking to improve and have seen improvement in.
Interesting. Tony, real quick, just Travis Schweitzer did an interview with CBD before his main presser on Wednesday, and it was interesting to me. He was praising Denzel Boston. He was like, I love that he's out here, and especially he's making plays. We see that make plays, but he knows where to be every play. And that's not a knock against anybody else, but it kind of just reminded me that that's stuff that we could be out there in practice and we just don't know that stuff that there's a level of this that we don't see that the coaches see, right?
Oh yeah. And we wouldn't know, where they're supposed to be.
Exactly. Yeah.
But now that you mention it, there was a play on Wednesday's practice, and we were standing together. I think
yes,
they whistled the play dead, and Concepcion was in the wrong spot. I think it was Concepcion. It might have been Isaiah Bond.
It was Jamari Thrash. It was Jamari Thrash. Maybe it was Jamari Thrash and Isaiah Bond, and they came out. It was the 2-minute drill with Watson in the ones.
Yeah,
and
it wasn't the 2-minute drill. Yeah.
Thrash came out and lined up at the wrong side. He was supposed to come out on one side and go in motion, and Watson was telling him, and they had to go back to the huddle.
Yeah. So of course, this is what OTAs are for. So it's nothing to be concerned with. But I haven't seen.
It's practice. So if y'all making y'all assumptions based off practice, you just said, Tony Grossi, out your own mouth, there's nothing to be concerned about. This is nothing. Well, if this is a whole bunch of nothing, how is y'all saying Deshaun Watson gonna be the starter?
Boston be moved back, and you know what? Monken's not the 2-minute drill, but the basic offense has so much pre-snap motion. I mean, it gets complicated for a rookie to know where he's supposed to be in that. So yeah, I think Boston's been pretty impressive catching the ball and just comporting himself out there.
Well, Tony, probably one of the more impressive days of the day that we were there was Monken called up a play, the Thrash play, it was a pump
fake.
and go. There was motion on that play too. Like there's motion on so many of these
Yeah.
plays that we've noticed.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting because when you have a lot of motion, you have a lot of pre-snap penalty potential. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's tough to get installed correctly. So we'll see how he does. It's way early, but that's the risk of doing all that stuff, is that you could confuse your team to the point where it can't execute a play. So Monken will be on the spot from reducing pre-snap penalties also.
Interesting. Yes. All right, Tony, let's keep going. Fact or fiction here. The Browns will announce a QB depth chart. I'm not going to say QB starter, but a definitive, like there's an unofficial QB depth chart right now, clearly, that we can kind of see. But do you think they'll actually announce a QB depth chart at some point during the mandatory minicamp going into the summer?
Well, I have a problem with the word announce. I think
Okay.
he might be questioned about it and disclose it. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
They're not gonna.
So not
hey,
offer it
everybody.
up, but reveal it. Let's say reveal.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not going to be like, hey, everybody, I have an announcement. We have our depth chart. But no, I think by the conclusion of minicamp, I'll just say, I think Monken will reveal it.
Yeah.
Who he's taken to training camp as 1, 2, and 3. And you're right, it doesn't mean one is the automatic starter. It's just the next phase of the competition.
Well, the biggest, I mean, this is looking ahead, but when we get to train, if he does that and then we get to training camp, will be the biggest thing we see is he's always said, hey, when we get to training camp, I want to have one guy get the bulk of the reps. When we get to training camp, that like watching that and see how the reps change would be probably the biggest thing we're looking for, right?
Oh, sure. Even if he doesn't disclose it before training camp, I think it'll happen first day of camp where he'll disclose it and we'll see it.
Yeah.
Also, in conjunction with that, I think he's got to do the same thing with the offensive line.
Yes.
As long as guys are healthy enough to be out there. And we'll see, we've missed Elton Jenkins and Titus Howard for much of the OTAs. We'll see if they'll show up for mandatory minicamp, but will they be on the field? So
yeah,
you want your number one quarterback with the number one offensive line, especially a completely new offensive line. Those guys need to work together.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Tony, fact or fiction? Todd Monken will use Watson more as a runner than we think. I bring this up because on Wednesday, the 11-on-11, of competitive period, the second play that they chose to run, this is all scripted, was a read option with Deshaun Watson where he kept it and he had a lane on the right-hand side that he ran with. I mean, Monken's brought up the athleticism and all this. Obviously, Deshaun's coming off a double Achilles tear. So is he planning to use it more than we think?
Yeah, well, we saw it. I don't know how often we'll see it on a given game, but it's definitely in the playbook. There's what we saw too was, a receiver coming by on a jet sweep. You fake to him and the quarterback goes right up the gut with the ball. That's a Lamar Jackson play. And all you've heard from Monken is praising Watson's athletic ability. He's going to take advantage of it if it's there. And that's a play that you would take advantage of it from.
Tony, I think a lot of us just kind of put it out of our mind, though, with Deshaun, because obviously in his career, he's shown that ability. But think about the shoulder. He hurt it on a quarterback read option right up the middle that Stefanski called, and then he had the double Achilles tear. So maybe, do you think Monken's just seeing that, hey, it's more of an option than we think?
Yeah. I think Watson has proved he's he worked hard for 18 months to get to rehab from the Achilles. He's stronger. He hasn't played in 18 months, but there's a good side to that too. His body is healed. And furthermore, he kind of did some of that stuff with Houston in his heyday.
Yep.
Certainly at Clemson before that.
100%. Yeah.
So Monken just sees what he sees. He doesn't go over the bad stuff when he wasn't here, and the injuries and all. He only knows what he sees, and he sees a pretty healthy, agile, athletic quarterback.
Interesting. Tony,
I should add too that Shador did the same reps we're talking about. Uh, uh, he did the fake jet sweep and the run up the middle too. So it's not like it's exclusive to Watson. I think if Shador is on the field, he can do some of the same stuff with him.
Yeah, Tony, do we think we don't know if they're running read options with Shador Sanders, though? I don't know if that's really in his repertoire, is it?
Well, I saw it. It's the same play. He
Yeah.
got the same rep. It looked a
Yeah.
little different, but
Yeah.
you're at the point in the season, spring season, where you want to see what his limit is in
Yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he didn't do it at Colorado much. He went
Yeah.
backwards rather than forward a lot.
I'm
So-
surprised we didn't see it with a Taylor Green. Put him in for one rep and let him run that one. That's the
Well,
play to run, you know?
Yeah, yeah. Well, then you're talking Wildcat there, and
Yeah.
we haven't seen that. We expect to see it in training camp, but we haven't seen it at OTAs.
Interesting. All right, Tony, fact or fiction? The Browns will have 3 wide receivers